Welcome to Knife Chats. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with friends, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Thank you. I've been doing some work down in the basement, basically expanding my knife capacity in what's known as the Cutlery Cavern. I dubbed it that 4 or 5 years ago when I was young and foolish. Now I'm just old and stupid. Any case, what I'll be doing is also adding some footage from the earlier video when I first set up the cavern down there. So you'll see some old video as well as some of the newer video with all the work that I'm doing down there. Um, Hopefully it'll be interesting enough. We'll see. In any case, I needed to do the work and I figured as long as I'm doing it, I should document it. So that's 25, 60, and 19. Not too bad. So I'm down in the old Cutlery Cavern, rearranging things. About the only thing that's staying in the same spot is the dartboard and the other associated dart stuff. That may be changing soon, but for the present time, I'm going to leave this where it is. And as you can tell, Harrow's darts, those are my favorite. Those are the ones I like to use. And on the side here, you see the little way of scoring. And you notice the pegs here, if we move them down. So I threw a 60, a 25, that's 85, and then a 19, so 85 and 19, well 85, 95, 105, 104 points. So what I would do is move the 1 and then 4. So now we have a score of 104 for my throwing, and as I'm playing against the cat, she's still hitting zeros, so I'm winning. But that's all I really do. Is if I blow it the next time and only hit 20 points or so, then I would move this up to 2 and I'd be at 124, and we can play all the way up to 999 points. That's the way the little board there works. And then moving over, some more Harrow's darts. These are the ones I was using. I like the little bumblebees. They work really good for me. They're all different weights. They're all stainless steel, and they all are nice and sharp and pointy. Then the little shot glasses over there, but really we're not here to talk about darts. We're here to talk about knives and what I've been doing in the Cutlery Cavern. And that brings us to where I hang all of my knives that have key rings, shackles, clevises, bells, whatever you want to call them. And I basically ran out of room. If you saw the thing with my Swiss Army knives, they were all back here. I'll have to put some pictures also of what it used to look like versus what it looks like now. This section here is about the same. What I'll be doing is moving most of my USA made scout knives and such over into this area because I ran out of room where they were, and I'm moving all sorts of things around. Stepping over, this is where things started changing. Originally, there were only 8 little teacup hooks on that top range there, so I had to go and put in more hooks so that I could hang all the 111 millimeter knives that are up there. That collection continues to grow. And then down below there was also a lot fewer hooks here, so I had to go and add more hooks there, as well as down here. These knives will eventually be moving. Right now that's where they can fit. And then a whole lot more hooks down here on the bottom row. The hooks used to be anywhere from 3 to 3.5 inches apart. They are now anywhere from 2 inches to 1 inch apart, so that I could basically double the amount of hooks for my knife collection because I ran out of room. This looks like a good time for a flashback. I think in this earlier footage you can see that the hooks are further apart than I'm placing them now. And because of that, I ended up running out of room fairly quickly. Now with so many additional hooks, I should have plenty of room to expand in the near future. Well, for the next year or two. Okay, back to the present video. And here we move on over a little bit and we see a lot of empty hooks. At one time, all of this area was completely filled because, well, that's how many knives I had, but I needed to grow. That's what happens when you don't plan ahead. And I thought I was planning ahead. I had enough hooks, I thought, for something like about 200 knives, but I quickly ran out of room. By quickly, I mean about 2 years later, I was completely out of room. So what I have done is I've increased the number of hooks, and one of the reasons I had to do that is simply because of the classic SDs that I have, which are really growing quite rapidly. I'll be ordering another 4 very soon. And you see down here, the ones down here at the bottom are not Victorinox Classic SDs. Those will be moving to another location, or they may actually just go get boxed up as that collection grows. And the row over here, where you see several different things, that's also an expansion area for Classic SDs. Let me go around the corner here. You got it. Time for another flashback. If you notice here, that one row with all the classics is the only one where the hooks are kind of close together. They're even closer now. And I have basically gone through and made all of these hooks much closer together throughout this entire section. Okay, be careful and don't shoot your eye out. We're going back to the present. Now this is where Red Ryder resides. And that's taken up a lot of room. I have a feeling it will eventually get moved to a new location because it's just taking up a lot of space. But for the time being, I think I can keep Red Ryder in place. I do like the way it's set. I will have to work a little bit on rearranging it a little bit, so it's going to get spiffed up a little bit. But that's where Red Ryder is living currently. If we come over to the side... Seriously? Another flashback already? This is turning into a bad spaghetti western. And like I mentioned, the Red Ryder section I'm not really doing anything with. And as you can see, it has changed a little bit over the last 4 or 5 years in that there's another pellet gun in the area and I've added more Red Ryder knives. But beyond that, it's still the same and it's not really going anywhere at the moment. Okay, move it along, move it along. Let's get back to where we belong. Okay, as we move on and back up without killing myself, this entire wall has changed. The boards that are going parallel here were not there before. The mugs going across the top were there. They have been there since the beginning. But what you had on this entire wall were fixed blade knives and like my walking stick and a few other things. And what I have done is I've added these 2 horizontal 2x2s going all the way across here. And what I'm doing is, as you can see, more little cup holder hooks, whatever you want to call them. And that is, this top portion here has the bulk of my marlin spike knives right now. And what I will be doing is on this board down below, I will be drilling holes once again every 2 inches. You see the little dots there, that's every inch, but I will be putting another cup holder in every 2 inches, going all the way down the length here, 6 feet every 2 inches. So let's see, 72 divided by 36 more hooks going in down below. similar to what we have up here, so that I will be able to hang more knives down below. And then if need be, I can always put another beam through here. I'm not planning on doing that though. I'm planning on still trying to find a way to display some of the fixed blade knives down below here. The D-guard buoy is just hanging there like that simply because I have no place to put it at the moment. And as we come around the corner over here, we'll see the last wall, which I have not started on yet.
Did you really think you'd get around the corner without another flashback? Of course you didn't. And so before I started putting all those beams across, this is the way it was set up, with the knives, a bunch of fixed blade knives hanging in their sheaths going across. And then above the knives, there were other things on the wall, including my hiking stick and the beer mugs, which are still there. But you see, it's a bit different than it is now. Okay, let's move around the corner.
And it never fails, the furnace kicked on. But this is around the corner, and this was the wall that had all of the military stuff on it. Various military knives, both folders and a lot of bayonets and such, and a few other knives that are just dangling there because I have no place to put them, as well as my whistles up on the top there. And coming around over here, you see some other ones which are replicas and such like that. So all of this is probably going to be finding a new home somewhere else, another wall or something, or it might just be fixed up here in a different fashion. I just don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. What I do know is I will be putting 1 or 2 beams going across here so that the knives that are on the cup hooks up there, and they will be still on cup hooks, but they'll be hanging off of the board on the cup hooks, and I can run it all the way to the wall and back. And I'm thinking what I will do is run it over to here, and then run a beam along this wall going around to the side here, and then just cup hooks the entire way. And then that will give me more room to hang knives that are on bales, and also my whistles and such. So that's the plan for this wall, and then I will continue to probably put the military stuff on this wall.
Time for a back-to-back flashback. And as you can see, the wall has changed slightly, but not that much, just kind of rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, but I plan on doing more with it. And on to the next flashback. Okay, here we have the wall as it appeared about 4 or 5 years ago. It's changed quite a bit, and probably for the best, but it's also going to change even more. And as for that telephone there, yes, I still have it, and yes, it does work. And now back to the show.
And finally, coming back around the corner, you'll see that there's this blank board here, which takes up a lot of real estate. But what it's going to be is it's going to be my sticker board. And what I'll do is as I get stickers, I will put them on this board. And this is high enough up so that the cats cannot get it. And what I can do then is before I begin a video or something, I can just take a picture of the sticker board of all the various people who have given me a sticker, and include that at the beginning of a video or something like that. So I will occasionally update you with who has sent me a sticker, and I will show it on the board here. And so once I get stickers on this board, I will make the first update on that. In any case, that's where I'm at with the Cutlery Cavern, at least for part 1 of this update right now.
Thank you for visiting Knife Chats. I hope you enjoyed your time here. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that you will be notified when the next episode of Knife Chats is up online. Thanks again. See you soon.